Welcome everybody to the English Without Borders Thursday webinars. And today we are very happy to host Guloro Turaeva. She will be talking about teaching media and informational literacy in English classes for educators. Welcome Guloro. English Without Borders is very happy to see you. And we are extending our gratitude to all those who joined us today, both via Zoom and on Facebook Live. We are so happy to see all of you. And let me introduce our speaker, Guloro Turaeva. She's a teacher of English at Khujand State University. She's Orientalist candidate of Philological Science, an alumna of ETM program 2018 and Open 2020. And she's a media trainer, translator, interpreter, co-author and expert of the first media literacy house in Sughd, supported by USAID. In addition, she's business mentor in Technovation Goals International Program. Guloro Turaeva is a very active alumna, and she's doing a great job by extending information about media literacy and also just delivering lots of trainings for youth and also teachers in Sughd region. So Guloro, we are very happy to see you. And now I'm giving the floor to you. Dear audience, please stay tuned on us and with us, and please ask your questions to our speaker using the chat box and comment box on Facebook. Guloro, now the floor is yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hello, dear colleagues and those who are online with us today on Zoom and watching on Facebook Live. And first of all, using this great opportunity, I would like to express my deep gratitude to EVB staff for doing such significant, important thing for English teachers. I personally, and I know that many teachers benefit from the series of webinars you conduct on Thursday and the web page where you provide a lot of materials for English teaching and English classes. Thank you. Okay, before starting talking about media literacy, integrating of media literacy into the English classes, I would like you to take a quiz. This quiz, very interesting one, and I would like Niso to share with us in the chat box a poll. I usually use this kind of games when I have my training sessions with young people, and always children like this kind of poll. Okay, this quiz is called True or False. I'm sure that many of you use already this kind of activities, instructional activities. Let's spend some of our time and take this quiz, okay? After you finish your poll, let me know. You can just put some emoji you like, some pluses in the chat box in order for me to know if you have finished. Okay, the questions are interesting. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, if you have finished, just put plus or choose any emojis here. Please, I would like you kindly not to use Google, because this quiz isn't about putting some scores. It's just about having some warming up activity. Okay, done. I see plus. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Dear colleagues who are on Facebook, you also please put some signs there. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I think, Niso, we will share the answers in order our friends, our participants, say correct answers. I'm sure, of course, you chose the right variants, but anyway, let me put okay, right ones. Okay, you can use this activity if you like it. Okay, let me come back to my presentation, and there is a highlight behind me. That's why I'm going to close my camera. Okay, as Mrs. Nasiba Mirpochoeva has mentioned before, I'm a media trainer, but first of all, I'm a teacher of English. And I think that teaching is my call generally in my life. So about the importance of teaching media literacy in English classes. My history with media literacy started when I was working at school. I used to volunteer, and I had several sessions about digital security, about internet usage at school with the children in 2018. Okay, do you see my slide? Okay.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, thank you. So this is a little about my my history about media literacy and this new discipline for me. So I started learning about media literacy from 2018, and from the end of 2019 and the beginning of 2020, media literacy has become a part of my work. Later, I participated in a new format of educational programs, EduSen. I hope you have already participated in this kind of programs, EduSen 2020, on media and information literacy. And me and two of my colleagues from other regions of Tajikistan, we won a grant. That grant allowed us, me and my colleagues, to conduct several trainings for students and teachers from all the regions of Tajikistan. And later, I started to work on media literacy sphere. Now, to be short, in short, I represent the first media literacy house in Khujand. And me and my colleague have already conducted several sessions, several trainings for all the for young and adult people. And I would like here to share with you the worst thing to mention a festival on media, information, and digital literacy. Despite of difficulties on online format, we decided to invite people with disabilities, with hearing impairments, and to the session. And in order to feel them well with everyone, we decided to involve translator of sign language to the session. Okay, this is a short about my activity as an expert, as a media trainer in the first media and information literacy house in Khujand. Okay, there have been discussed different topics. I think we will have an opportunity to talk about it. But right now, I would like all of us to think about our core. We all are 21st century educators. And today, when we live in technology-rich, media-rich society, there are a lot of challenges, both for teachers and students. These and other tendencies challenge to society, particularly to teachers, new responsibilities and new approaches. I'm sure that the audience of today's session consists of teachers, students, and those who are going to be educators. Some of us have younger students, some of us teach elder students, some work as freelancers individually. One thing we all have in common is that all of us are 21st century educators who understand that our students need additional knowledge and skills to be successful in today's very challenging environment. Now is the perfect time, I think, to discuss the changing idea of literacy and how that impact to understanding of literacy. Okay, here I would like to mention that in media literacy house, we did a course together with English teachers and with the graduate university students, media literacy for educators on MOOC course on Canvas. Later, I will share the link to this course. You can use it. If you will have any questions regarding English for media literacy, you can contact me. The contacts are going also to be shared later. Okay, well, online format has its own courses. So could you please put class if you hear me, if I'm understood well? Because sometimes working online, we don't feel the person outside, the person behind our screen. Okay, you can just put plus. Okay, regarding media literacy for educators course, if you need any help, I'm eager to assist you in taking this very valuable course for English teachers. So one of the famous psychologists and thinkers, Jean Piaget, okay, let me open this page. Jean Piaget, okay. Jean Piaget once said, the principal goal of education is to create men and women who are capable of doing new things, not simply repeating what other generation has done. This is a challenge for us, but before, dear colleagues, I would like you to spend 3 or 4 minutes of your time to pass this short test. Please just answer as you know. Don't try to search anywhere in any browsers. The questions are very simple. Okay, let me put the link into the chat box. Okay, Niso, could you please share the test with the audience on Facebook, please? Okay. This test is optional one, of course. You can just skip it. But for my information and for yours, it would be great if you take this test. If you have done, guys, let me know. Have you finished? Is there anyone who have done? Finished. Okay, Zebuniso, I see finished. Done. Thank you. Okay, before talking about the main idea of media literacy here, I would like you in the chat box, just write what you understand by media literacy. Have you ever heard about it? What is media literacy for you? Okay, if you search on internet for definitions of media literacy, you can find a huge amount of definitions of explanation of media literacy. Okay, let me recite for you two of those definitions. The word literacy usually describes the ability to read and write. Reading literacy and media literacy have a lot in common. Reading starts with recognizing letters. Pretty soon readers can identify words and most importantly understand that what those words mean. Readers then become writers. With more experience, readers and writers develop strong literacy skills. Okay, another definition on internet, very popular one. Media literacy is the ability to identify different types of media and understand the messages they are sending. Kids take in a huge amount of information from a wide array of sources, far beyond the traditional media, TV, radio, newspaper.
Sorry, we can't see the slide, the text.
Now, can you see?
Yes, yes.
It's because of internet, Niso, I think.
No problem. Now we see it.
Do you see? Okay.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. So, I cannot hear any answers here. Do you have any definitions? Anything? Any associations with media literacy? Just put in the chat box, please. Any answers? Okay. Okay, let me continue then. It has been mentioned before that today, I see some answers, different channels that spread information, thank you, ability to understand, maybe how to differ fake news from original, thank you, Firoz, Nasibahon, how to use media and find true information, thank you. Okay. Okay, generally, when we talk about media literacy, about new terms regarding media literacy, media information literacy, these kind of definitions are appropriate because everyone can provide his or her own understanding of this term. Okay. Teaching English in today's environment and as we mentioned before, involves new challenges and new opportunities. And the rapid development of new technologies and new media can be overwhelming. And a huge amount of neologisms are appearing. And in order to explain those terms to our students, first of all, we have to know them ourselves. It's of course difficult for every one of us to keep up with the fast pace of technological change, in fact. Okay, let me see some answers here. Analyzing what you see on media. Thank you, Mrs. Judy. Ability to understand, critique, and create media messages. Yes, Mehranges. This is borrowed from English for Media Literacy course we did together in Media Literacy House. Okay, and this definition is more closer to explaining all the ideas of media literacy. Okay, regarding information and technologies, we sometimes feel that our children, our students know much more than us. And this fact must not discourage us. We have just learned ourselves, and our mature and life experience will serve as assistance in teaching media literacy and in helping our students to use the right, correct messages. Okay, do you see the next slide? Nisor?
Yes, if you can turn it, because we see what is media literacy.
Okay. Okay. Do you see the next slide about ability to understand?
Yes,
okay.
We can see it.
Okay, thank you. Concluding all the definitions, dear colleagues, and definitions and understanding of media literacy, the media literacy course offers the simple one. I think media literacy is the ability to understand, critique, and create media messages. Now for a question, why is so important for today's English educators to help their students develop media literacy? The answer involves the changing definition of what it means to be literate in today's world. And we need to expand our thinking of what media literacy is. Because of technological advancements and improvements in availability, people today have access to varieties of media and sources. Much of the digital media people use these days include not only words and paragraphs, what we call text, but also images, video, audio, and animation. Media that include all the combinations of audio, texts, and other elements is called multimodal ensemble. An example of a multimodal ensemble is a web page that includes text, photos, and videos, or television program show, which includes animation, audio, and text. So in this environment, when our students engage with multimodal ensemble, media literacy skills are very important. So I would like here to share with you with media log. So we have some problems with the slides. While downloading, we have lost some pages here. Okay, let me continue then with these pages slides I have. Okay, the media log game. Okay, this is an assignment. It is very useful one for identifying, for defining the time our students spend on social media. So This media log assignment is borrowed from English for Media Literacy course from Canvas. Later, I will share this link I'm going to put into the chat. You will do this course, as I mentioned before. Okay, to check how our students spend their time on a global network, we can just can start with ourselves. A game or an assignment designed by our American colleagues, and it's really good means to indicate where do we spend our precious time and how and when. Ideally, the stipulation of media log assignment is for over 48-hour period. Keep a detailed log of all the media you encounter. This includes media you consume and media you produce. You take note of where you find, see, look at, read, scroll, browse, search, hear, and share media. When you create or produce media, you might write a story or a command, draw pictures, take photographs, or record audio and videos, which you can keep for yourself, share with your friends, or share with public. Where is media? Is it on your phone, on your computer, tablet, laptop, desktop, on the internet, on a website, and so on? That means you should indicate where you have your media. Okay, also, here in this media log, participants or students have to think about what kinds of media do they consume or produce. Photos, drawings, songs, and so on. So here I would like to adapt this assignment and just to think about how many hours do we spend on social media or on internet. We can just put in the chat box. Okay, let me take the example. You can just put morning, the time you spent, and page, social page, web page, or okay, social media you use. Okay. Okay, I see morning, Facebook. Okay, just text a little short topic. Just put morning, social media you use, device you use, and time you spend. Afternoon, social media, device you use, time you spend, evening and night accordingly. Just think a little and count how many hours or how many minutes do you spend on social media or internet, and what purpose do you follow? Do you use social media, internet on academic purpose, or professional purpose, or just entertain? Okay, let's think a little and put down, please, your answers. You can write, you can text somewhere in your device and then copy and paste into this chat box in order your colleagues see your media log. Okay, I see answers here. Early in the morning, 2 or 3 hours. Zinat more. Checking my email box from morning till going to bed, Guloro, most of the time, because in this, okay, online, okay, I can. My morning internet in the morning. Okay, in the morning for work, evening, Facebook, cell phone, 1-2 hours. I see all of you are very media literate, and those people who value your time. It's really good. Okay, any variants? Parvina Sodiqova, 1-2 hours Instagram, Facebook in the morning and afternoon. In the morning, my cell phone. Mehri, in morning and in the evening. Evening, Viber, Facebook. Okay, could you please now put down, please, what device do you use in order to enter social media? Device you use? I think many are phone or computer Mavluda types. Phone and computer, thank you. Phone, laptop, phone, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing, dear colleagues. WhatsApp in the afternoon, 3-5 hours from laptop. Okay, the assignment, media log. Let me open. Thank you for sharing, dear colleagues. Okay, you can use your media log in your classes. For example, you can ask your students to write as an essay. They can create media log and think about 24-hour period. And in this period, how do they use social media? How do they spend their time? And you can create your own in order to use as a template to motivate your students to put down their time, their experience with social media. Okay, when we designed our media logs in media and information literacy house in Khujand, we discovered a lot of things about ourselves. We, for example, some of us understood that 12 hours, there were participants who used to spend 12 hours of their time. And this is really interesting in order to use in grammar sessions and in order to learn new vocabulary. Okay, media literacy is taught as a separate discipline or subject in many developed countries. Unfortunately, in Tajikistan, as I'm not mistaken, only in Slavonic University, there is a subject, media literacy. But usually our youth and the people, teachers mostly, improve their media literacy skills on trainings, sessions, and other educational programs. So this is a task for us as educators to consider these skills, this new subject, and help our students to be literate on media. So, okay, some ideas about integrating media literacy into the English classes. For example, when we have our warm-up activity, our warm-up time, we can just ask our students to put down or to express the news they have heard before in the tense we are teaching them. For example, the topic is present continuous tense, and we can ask our students to put all the news they heard before in this tense, in present progressive tense. Or when we have present simple tense as a topic of our English class, we can ask our students to put all the news they have heard in this present simple times. Or imperfect. The ways of integrating media literacy into the classes are different. We can create your own one here. Okay, let me open the file. Okay. Do you see another another file, Anissa?
No.
We see the file. Okay, now we can see there are 2 sheets, right?
Okay, media log assignment. Now you see the most important skill. Am I right? Do you see?
Yes, yes. What is the most important skill in enhancing
okay.
media literacy? We see that.
Okay. I'm afraid I can't. Okay, open the file. Okay, let me share. Do you see warm up, Mrs. Nasiba?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, dear colleagues, I would like to ask you here and share, please, your ideas about integrating media literacy. We have already had a game, true and false. We can also play a true or real or fake game with our students. We can create our own ones. And here I would like to hear from you. What do you think in one warming up activity? What can we ask our students to tell us, or what to do in order to raise some moments of media literacy? What do you think? Okay, could you please chat in the chat box text, please? Okay, any ideas about integrating media literacy? For example, here I have written, tell students to question what advertisements tell them. For example, on the way to the school or to the university, they meet a lot of advertisements, billboards, something about advertisement. Can we ask the questions about this one? Or can we ask our students to explain how they define false from reality? I think if we create our own games, our own activities, we can help our students to develop, to enhance their media literacy skills. Okay, let me come back then to my presentation and about the most important. You share. Okay, and in the media literacy, the most important skill is critical thinking skills. Okay, and nowadays, we all have started to talk, we all have started to develop this skill. Okay, do you see a slide, Nasiba Khan?
The slide which we can see on our screen, what is the most important skill in enhancing media literacy? Okay.
We said that critical thinking is the most important skill in media literacy, and on massive open online courses, now the course integrating critical thinking into the exploration of culture is open. And me and some of my colleagues, we have already started to do this course, to take this course. So I would like to recommend you also do this course. Okay, about critical thinking, I decided to emphasize some moments about critical thinking. And when we talk about critical thinking, we should know that critical thinking examines assumptions. Critical thinking is thinking that is free from bias and prejudice. Critical thinking distinguishes fact from opinion. Critical thinker imagine and explore alternatives. Critical thinking is based on certain universal intellectual values like clarity, accuracy, consistency, and so on. Okay, here I think it is time to finish my presentation, Mrs. Nasiba, Mrs. Mirpochova. I'm going to leave some links to the course and to the platform where we have tests on critical thinking, on media literacy.
Thank you, Gulorokhon. Yeah, so the session was very informative. And now it's time for the question and answer session. Dear audience, please use the time to ask your questions to our speaker. And she will be just, responding based on her experience and knowledge. Thank you very much. We'll be checking also Facebook. Yeah, Facebook. If we have any questions from Facebook audience, we'll just, pass them over to you, Gulorokhon. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Mirpochova.
Mm-hmm.
Any questions?
Guloro, we have one question. So Mauluda is asking, how can you... Okay, just a moment, yeah. How can you separate fake news from the real one?
Okay, this is really good question, and my students also ask these kind of questions. First of all, when we have a we have improved critical thinking skills, we ask several questions. First of all, when you see an information or news anywhere, you should ask about the author. When you see a reliable author or reliable source, you will understand. And the most simple or popular way to distinguish or to identify fake from truth is just search on your Google. When you take some piece of the text you find into your browser and search in Google, you will find the answer. And if it is fake, you will find some indications in this page you find.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so we have some more. Yeah. Okay. So we have some more questions. So let me scroll down just to find them. Okay. So just a moment.
I'm also I'm
can
also.
Can you see that? Yeah, I don't know. That's asked. The question is asked by Vijay Jariwala, and he's asking any light on yellow journalism. So I have no idea what is if this term says anything to you, like, yeah, you can respond to this question.
Okay, thank you very much. This is really good question because yellow journalism, you know, is really popular, and even adult users, they like to watch, they like to consume yellow journalism materials. And the main thing is here in media literacy, the crucial moment is critical thinking. When you have improved, when you have developed critical thinking skills, you will define, you will just ask questions. You can just search on Yandex or Google browser, you will find. There are also a lot of instruments for defining or for identifying the reliability of the news or information you find.
Thank you very much. Another question we have from Natya. She's asking, how can we practice critical thinking through media?
Okay, could you please repeat the question, Mrs. Mirkochova?
Yes, of course. Can you hear me? Yes?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. How can we practice critical thinking through media?
Okay, through media, we have to know that there are a lot of media. And when we work on some social sites, for example, or web pages, we have to know how professional are the producers of that site. And while improving critical thinking skills, there are also a lot of instructions, most of them to ask questions, to ask questions and to rely on social scientific knowledge, not those knowledge you have had before, you have gained before, but you have to hesitate, you have to ask questions, and this way, when you have critical thinking skills, when you possess it, these are the things will be naturally come to you.
Okay, thank you. Another question is from Bhakti Begum. She's asking, sometimes students rely on social media and they do not want to change their mind, but the news is fake. How do you deal in this moment?
Bhakti Begum, thank you for a really good question. You know, even adult people like to believe in this kind of news. Why? Because of our mentality, because of our culture. Sometimes, unfortunately, we think in collective way. We think like our peers think, and this is really a challenge. And when your student come to you with some news, and he or she is confident about that news, you first of all, you have to look at that news. You have first of all check yourself. And here, as I mentioned before, general literacy and thinking skills are very important. When your student literate generally and to analyze the information, to analyze information, to analyze news will be easy for them. Okay, I answered the question.
Okay, thank you very much. We have one more question. Okay, so just a moment. Yeah, let me scroll it down. So, oops. Okay. Just a moment. Okay, Firuz is asking, what about national university journalism? So, national university journalism. So, if it's just giving you some clues, you can respond to this question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Firuz. Was it Firuz? In journalism specialties, generally, naturally, journalists must be media literate. And when they learn about media, it is natural. The most thing here is we consider the students of not journalistic sphere. Do you see? And even, unfortunately, the experience has shown that even media literate experienced journalists sometimes on their social pages have shared fake news. So here we think about all the people of all the pages, and we as educators, we have to consider our students. on working with our students. So a separate subject as media literacy is being taught only in Slavonic University. And this year, we have already our colleagues from Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and Tajikistan, they published the media literacy manual. So you can use the media literacy manual, but as a separate subject. I think we are on the process. We are on the way of having separate media literacy course or media literacy subject. Okay. Welcome, Firuz. Now I see the chat.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So we can see in the chat box lots of words of gratitude to you.
Thank you.
So, thank you very much. Using this moment, I would like again to thank our speaker today, Gulorokhon Turaeva, for such informative and interesting session, and also just to deliver our heartfelt gratitude to all those who are attending our webinars, our Thursday webinars regularly, both on Facebook and joining us via Zoom. So we are very happy to see all of you during the webinars. And we do hope that you will be just also attending our in-person activities, which we are doing in Tajikistan and in different regions of Tajikistan as well. So again, if you have any more questions, please use some moments left and ask your questions to our speaker. So Guloro, I have the last question to you.
Okay.
Yes. If looking back to your experience as a teacher, how this media literacy trainings has improved the knowledge and experience of your own students, and can you share, some of the achievements or some of the accomplishments that really was due to their learning more about media literacy and also just kind of implementing them in their daily life? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Nasiba Mirpochova, for this really informative question. As a teacher, as a devoted teacher, everything I found anywhere, new information, new opportunities, I usually take to my students. So started being engaged with media literacy and working on critical thinking skills. We usually, in Media Literacy House, we usually conduct sessions in our native language, in Tajik, and sometimes in Russian. And most of our students, participants, attendees of Media Literacy House are our students from the university. And now we can see the results of our efforts, and our students became more media literate. And even when you look at their contents they create, the quality of the contents are quite different than they were before. So about thinking skills also, I can proudly state that our students started to think. And it's really important for us when our students think individually and can define biased information, can define fake, and even they can read and they can explain the aim of the advertisements. And this is, I think, good results of the activity of mine. And me personally, when I started to learn myself, it was really interesting for me, because media literacy, I would like to invite you also, dear colleagues, media literacy make a person to work on yourself, how to say, freely. You are getting developed, not thinking about it. So media literacy makes you work on yourself. and to search, to find, and to learn other subjects. Because to be media literate person has to be literate in every sphere, not only media. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, we wish to attend your webinars or your trainings, which you are doing on media literacy, because nowadays, it's very important to be media literate, because we are surrounded by so many news on a daily basis.
Yes.
And it's very important, both for teachers, particularly English language teachers who are using different resources, for their classroom activities, to be able just, to use authentic material, but also trustful materials, trustworthy materials that can be used, to teach English to students. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And yes, we have English Without Borders chat on Telegram, and Gulorokhon, we kindly invite you to share any of your upcoming trainings via that chat. So, all those English language teachers who would like to enrich their knowledge on media literacy, they will be able to join for sure. Thank you very much. Again, dear audience, thank you for joining the EVB webinars, and thank you, Gulorokhon, for your presentation.
You're welcome.
Yes,
thank you.
And wishing all of you stay tuned on, and please follow our posts on social media, because very soon, basically in 2 weeks, we are going to have our first English Without Border conference in Dushanbe, and of course, the opening ceremony will be live streamed on Facebook, so you can watch it. So we invite all of you to join this ceremony online or in person. Yes, and of course, follow us on social media and join our online and in-person activities of the English Without Borders. Wishing